Ahí estamos.
¿Ya se nos ve?
Sí. Voy a poner el delay.
Hi guys, that's the second streaming of the day. It's here in Spain, it's 1:30 in the morning. We have been working all day long and this is already exhausting, so we're trying to focus. There's not many people here, so we're going to explain briefly, if I'm able to do it briefly, all the pledges. So if you have any doubts, any questions, please, hi Eric, please just write them in the chat and we will be answering all your doubts. Well, we're going to explain, we're going to answer the questions that has been asked before in the previous streaming that we did in Spanish, because obviously we wanted to cover both languages. First of all,
Un poco para allá.
okay.
Un poquito para allá. Ahí.
First of all, we want to apologize because obviously we are not like mother tongue English speakers, and well, we can have some failures or lacks in our vocabulary. So please forgive us. We are working on this. I'm more used to speaking English due to my experience traveling and giving classes all over the world, but if you can put yourself in our shoes, you will realize how difficult it is to express yourself in any other language. So please don't be too exigent with us because of that. So we're going to try to explain everything deeply enough to understand everything. We have several pledges. If you have not seen the teasers we have been launching through the last 2 weeks, you have some other videos in this YouTube channel where you can check all the different pledges and the project and the explanation of the project. I think it's pretty clear, but some people has formulated several doubts about it, so we're going to explain about this and we're going to clarify everything that could be confused somehow, right? So we have, sorry because my face is like this because I'm very tired.
It's too late here.
Yeah, it's too late. We have several different pledges with obviously different levels of money. How the cost is different, obviously, and we offer different levels of or different depth of information, which is the first pledge, the first level will be a wargaming painting workshop, which will be led by him. He's David, the Chromatic Circle.
Hi there.
You can find him in the social media, in Instagram and Facebook. And well, how's your pledge?
Well, my pledge is focused on army painting, and it's the intention is to create a path to paint different type of models, but trying not to be too complicated or create the need to spend too much time to finish any model you want to paint. So through easy techniques and methods, tricks, aids, I think I can create a conjunto, ¿no? A couple of methods and techniques to finish the different armies and models.
Well, he will be focused on simple techniques that will give you the key to be able to advance to other levels of comprehension, but also so for the people that could be more interested on evolving and improve much better, or they want to, or if you want to introduce in a higher and deeper level of knowledge, this is your pledge. This pledge is done for you. And also the people that just want to paint beautiful armies or beautiful wargame miniatures, he will give you like simple and effective resources to overcome all the problems that you can face when you're painting a miniature, basically.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm not only teaching basic techniques, also I will try to teach intermediate techniques, so maybe you later want to jump to Alfonso's pledges and learn deeper and complex painting methods and approaches to different miniatures.
So basically it's just like a starting point for all the newbies or all the beginners that are starting to paint display models. That would be enough for you, or the people that wants to focus just on the wargaming side, basically. Then we have something else?
No, I think
no. We are so tired, guys. Sorry for that. I know it's not an excuse, but well, we have been waiting for that to be able to do the streaming in an hour that for the majority of the US is your afternoon right now, but for us it's a long time since the last time we were sleeping. So, well, anyway, the next pledge is the Painting Academy. The Painting Academy will be led by me. I hope you know who I am. In case you don't know, I've been a professional for the last, I don't know, like 13, 14 years in the miniature industry. I've been in many companies, from Andrea Miniature, Scale 75, Night Models, Forge Wall. I've worked as a freelance for Nuts Planet, Pegaso Models, Dark Cage, Run and Bones, Cool Mini or Not, Big Child, many companies. And well, my experience include artistic direction, as well as box art painter, professional sculptor, concept artist. So I wanted to bring, let's say, like all this knowledge and all this experience I gained through the years to this format that for me, well, for us, or how we have developed this in our minds, and the product that you will see that will come up on Monday, it's an academy. So the intention is to bring all the content and all the knowledge and give it to you in small bites of it, so you will be able to digest easily. So this next pledge, that is the Painting Academy, will be focusing more complex artworks in terms of the variety of the techniques. We are going to cover many different techniques, many different styles, many different methods. You will see it won't be a step-by-step method. However, some of the processes probably they will have a step-by-step structure. However, if you know me, this is not the way I understand the painting, but obviously I understand that each student needs a different approach to be able to learn. So some people are more able to digest more free content, and some other needs more structurized content. So we will bring everything, indeed. And I think that this is a pledge where you will be able to find many interesting resources. And well, the content, because some people ask about the number of content we will provide. We cannot assure a specific amount of hours every month, because at the end this is pointless somehow, because sometimes you are painting a process and it takes you, let's say, 4 hours to explain one thing. Sometimes with 40 minutes everything is already explained and you don't need anything else. So what we can assure is that the content will be really deep, more than enough. We are creating the Netflix of this, you know, of miniatures. So you will be able to get as many info as we will be able to provide, which is a lot. Indeed, there is a lot of information that has been already recorded. And I think that this pledge will satisfy many of you, especially if you want to learn also different perspectives, right? Because we are very used to have the same step-by-step process where you start with A, B, C, D, and you never go out of this. and my intention is to bring as many different techniques and procedures and methods and ways of thinking somehow, which is also important, as possible. So this will be the second pledge. I don't know if there are any questions.
In the second pledge, take into consideration that usually we have 4, 5, 6 hours of content, and I select and choose parts I use fast forward to maybe 30 minutes in only 5 minutes. So finally, in a month, maybe you have 2, 3 videos from Alfonso with 2 hours of content. Also in my pledge, you will have a complete process of painting a miniature from the start to the end. So we think it's a super content for every pledge.
Well, his process is more structured, and obviously he will be more focused on finishing something quick because it's part of the goals of his pledge, which will be the Wargaming workshop, which is mainly focused on achieving something fast, effective, and good looking in a short time, while mine sometimes will be focused on this, like achieving something fast and fresh and expressive and beautiful and painterly. But some other times we'll be more focused on refining and polishing and giving you different techniques, different methods, different theory. The ones that knows me, and many of you maybe have been my students already in the US. I've been giving classes many times already in the US, 2 times in LA, 2 times or 3 times in San Francisco, Atlanta, Denver 2 times, Washington, Chicago 2 times. So, I mean, and I will come back on 2019, I will be also in Seattle, I will be also probably in Virginia Beach, probably Washington again, probably Minnesota, probably Minneapolis. So, well, at the end, if you are my student or you know things about me because you have listened to some of your friends, you know that I'm not a lover of closed step-by-steps. I'm completely against that, but I also understand that it's something useful for some people. So we're going to provide every kind of content. The amount will be more than enough. I promise you, you will be fed up of content because it's a lot of work what we are doing. Indeed, we don't look very excited right now because the day has been really long. I hope you can understand this, but the content will be really interesting. We're going to explain the other pledges, but I'm going to ask I'm going to answer some questions. Daniel, hi Daniel. My question, he says, my question was about scales. Will Alfonso be doing 28mm scale stuff or sticking to bust and larger scale? No. Well, mainly I will do larger scale, but it's a matter of the compromise I already have. You know, it's like, because my intention, my idea, and one of the things that is a key for this Patreon is that I'm not going to paint just figures to fulfill the time, you know. I'm gonna paint actually real works of mine. So all will be miniatures for companies, either companies or collectors or contests or my own production for my own brand, bansheeartshop.com. So this will be real projects, you know, real works. Will I paint something in 28? Yes, just because, well, I want to be diverse, and it's something that I insist in the previous streaming. One of the things that obsess me, and if you know me or you follow me, I love different styles and I love diversity, and I think that diversity is what heals the world. That's my opinion, especially in art and creativity. So it will be silly by my side if I just paint one kind of thing. So obviously I will paint everything, but I cannot tell you the order, or I cannot tell you which miniature of which thing we're going to paint in which moment. Now we have several months already planned, but we will be flexible enough because also we have many good news that we will be revealing as soon as we start having some feedback by you, and if we see that we have enough support, we will be able to communicate many good news that will be related with whatever companies or important sections of the miniature industry that will somehow collaborate with us with very interesting projects in between. And another thing is that we also want your feedback somehow. So, well, not somehow, we want your feedback, we need your feedback. So obviously all the Patreons, they will have, or you will have, a voice inside of this project, and we will obviously accept with gratitude all your advices and all your suggestions, not only to improve, that we are conscious that we will have to improve, especially over the first months we will have to fix things, because this is not an easy thing and no one has taught us how to do that. Instead of, we are learning by ourselves, which is difficult, and there is a lot of investment of money, work, time, strength, energy, and this will improve with the time, right? So if we have your feedback, including any suggestion about, I don't know, technical issues or whatever, or suggestions about the design, or suggestions also about the miniatures. So if the people are interested in seeing me painting the new whatever from Warhammer 40k or Infinity or whatever, why not? I mean, I'm a painter, so I paint, you know, it doesn't matter. You will see me painting more things, obviously, because in some of the pledges, maybe not in the basic ones, in some of the pledges also you will be seeing some other artworks, like also for the people that could be interested on something like this, like design processes and things like this that we are going to explain in higher levels, higher pledges. Hey Damon, mate.
Damon asked, is there a way we can access to both of your content? Yeah, for sure. If you pledge for Alfonso's pledge, you will gain access to my pledge too. So yeah. We think it's a great idea.
Well, the main thing we thought when we were planning all the pledges was that we want to cover as much as we can, and we want to reach the majority of the people we can. So our idea is to offer you the chance to get, for not so much money, much more information, you know, much more content. So if you subscribe to my pledge, you have instant access to his pledge, you know. And this happens in almost every pledge, not in every pledge, but in almost every pledge, that as soon as you buy something more expensive, you will get all the cheaper one. Because at the end, I think that, I mean, we could be separating this, but sincerely, well, the people that maybe some of the people that are watching now may know me, maybe. I'm not focused, I'm not a businessman, I've never been a businessman. I'm not focused on doing more money, which obviously is important because it's my job. I work doing this since 14 years ago, so we all need to live out of our job. But my main goal is to grow the community. My main goal is to bring good content, big amount of content, of a serious content, good one, and make this industry much more professional. I have the experience, resources, I have the knowledge to give it to the students, and all my life I've been obsessed with my with the lack of capability to be everywhere in the world at the same time teaching everybody. I cannot reach so many people in a short time. Unfortunately, we didn't invent the, let's say, teleportation, unfortunately. When we will, maybe I will be at your home teaching you personally. But this is my way to bring all my knowledge, and well, I want to bring experience, not only processes, you know, because I think that a beautiful painting process can be done by so many great artists out there that are painting fantastic models. But I think that my strength is that I have been here for more than a decade, and I have passed through many different periods of this miniature history, being relevant in many periods of this, and I think that this experience can help the new generation of painters to grow and to learn from my experience as well. So to me it's more like a dojo, you know, martial arts system, you know, feeling, and not only a place where you go, you pick the content and you leave. You know, it's more the idea of creating a community somehow.
Alex, how many classes will the pledges have each month?
Alex, it's not a matter of classes, you know, it's like in the first month, ¿cuántos vídeos tengo?
In the first month we have 3 videos of Alfonso.
For example, you will have 3 videos with me. I'm painting the same process, but it's separated in 3 videos. So in terms of content, it's a large amount of content. He has a full process by himself. Then I have done also content for Sculpting Pledge, and I have done also free content for all of you, including content of the highest pledges, so every one of you can see what can you expect with the highest pledges, right? So some months I will have more varied content. Maybe I will paint 2 different things, or maybe 3 different things. Some other months I will be focused on one project and have enough content of this project, because I think that with this project specifically I can explain 3 or 4 important things. I will also focus on theory. The theory is spread in all over the content. In every video you will have hints of theory, composition, color theory, somehow like my way of thinking, how my mental process and how my creative process is working in that moment. I am explaining it because I think this is much more valuable. And the idea of this is that I have worked with some of the best in the industry. I have worked with Joaquín Palacios, Raúl García Latorre, José Manuel Palomares, Mar Masclans, Rubén Martínez, many, all the people in Portugal, you know, many great painters, many great sculptors, many great designers, some of them that today are the core of this miniature industry, and some others that are friends that we have met so many times, and we have exchanged so many experiences, like Alan Carrasco, Jeremy Bonamant, Jack Alexander Gilloa, I don't know, Ben Comets, Roman Lapat, so many people, and also many of them, many professionals has been my students as well, so I could exchange opinions, impressions, experiences, and all this vast knowledge that is very dense in my brain. I can spit it, I can vomit in this process, right? So I think it's a very interesting way to develop something, because it's not only that you come here and you see me painting in a screen, that could be boring after a while. Is that in every process we're going to face off different problems, different quiz that you have to resolve, and I will be explaining you how I try to resolve these problems. You will see me failing, you will see me resolving, you will see me succeeding. So I think it's a very interesting way, and it's also a more, like, I would say, like more natural way to explain, which is also the way that I have explained all my life, basically.
Eric Dafoe.
Eric, I love you, bro. Eric is one of the best guys in Denver, for sure.
Being a student,
don't be jealous, Luke and Lily and Michael.
He asked if the content is built on your teaching from your classes.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, I will. Obviously, I mean, you have been my student. You know how deep is the content in a 2-day class. I will say it's exhausting for the students most of the times. It's a very intense weekend, and obviously I can imagine that now all this knowledge that I have to vomit with energy through 2 days, now I can split it and explain it in a different way. It's more relaxed, it's more like being with me in my studio, paying attention and asking questions, because those questions that you can be asking to yourself, I have asked to myself already, right? And I'm very irrational or passionate when I'm painting, but I'm very rational when I am analyzing, and this is one of my strengths, I think. So yeah, I mean, you will have every kind of content. I know that, for example, Eric is concerned about how to place the light in different volumes. That I call it volumetry. You know, how the light affects the different volumes. We will be explaining this definitely, but not once instead of in every single process, because that's mandatory. That's something important. So everything important will be explained. And this, I think, is one of the main strengths of this, that the main goal of this, and how I designed this over the last 2 years in my mind, and some of you have talked with me about that, is that I want to bring something healthy and good, and with good energy, you know, something honest. I don't want to lie you about this is the way I do, this is the new way of painting. That's bullshit. Painting, we have not invented painting. I'm gonna explain classic techniques that belongs to Baroque or Middle Age, you know, and I will bring this content and apply this into miniature world, because everything is applicable, right? So
Damon has an appointment. He said that will be amazing to see you working on your actual projects and not just painting to teach or show a technique.
Well, Damon, this is one of the keys of that I will be actually explaining everything over my own projects, right? So I have already scheduled more than 1 year of different commissions for companies, or especially for collectors, and these will be the projects that will came to the table, right? And some of them are not even like commercial models. Some of them will be like scratch build models or original models that no one has seen before. So you guys will be in this way. It will be like being in my studio with me. So it will be a mixture of everything.
You can jump to sculpting pledge, because one of the questions is about 4th and 5th pledge.
Sí, pero déjame mirar. Hi Benjamin. The 2 level with the video notes work. So, hey Alex. Yeah, we're passionate, but we need I don't know, coffee or something like this. I mean, it's difficult for me even to think in English right now, but we're doing the best. So please, I mean, we just ask for some patience, because sincerely, if you see us working for the last months, it has been so intense. And I'm also developing my first book, which is like a baby. It will be released by Scale 75 probably around November, something like this. And I'm so nervous and so engaged to these projects, because they are babies for me, right? So to me it's like being a father for the first time, because it's a project that I really feel proud of it, and with someone that I really trust in his skills and how he is helping me with the edition. He is the guy who edits, and if you have the chance to see my studio once, you will see what I'm talking about. There is a big investment about money as well, which also is also important, but it will take some time until we are going into perfection. Obviously, we have great references, people that are doing great jobs out there, like, I don't know, people that I respect so much, like Ben Comets, who is a friend since, I don't know, 2004 or 5, because we belong to similar, not the same generation, but similar generations. Some others as well, people that are doing a great job for wargaming, painting, like there, the Miniature Monthly, Aaron is a student of mine, he's a great guy, some other people as well. But we will need also your support, and that's somehow the reason why we are putting so much effort in showing ourselves in front of the camera, asking you guys to come here to ask questions, and trying to show, to reveal everything and show it honestly, you know, like, hey guys, we need your help to be able to produce the best content ever, and that's it. And if you give us a chance, if you give us the opportunity and you support our product and you help us to grow, I promise you, within a year, you will be freaked out of which things we can do. Because believe me, there are so many things that we cannot reveal that you will be really, really surprised, really surprised. But the content will be amazing. I'm not joking. I'm not cheating you. This is what it will be. But obviously, we need some feedback. We need your support.
Third pledge, sculpting pledge.
The third pledge will be the sculpting pledge. We call it the sculpting pledge, but it's not the real name, because the real name will be designing pledge somehow. The problem is that if I say design, probably nobody will check it, right? What I want to say with that is that this sculpting pledge is not only about sculpting, it's also about designing characters. For example, yesterday I was recording a video for the third month. We still don't know if it will be for the second or the third month, probably the third month. It will be a limited edition figure for my book, so I cannot tell anymore. And it will be a little bit cartoony, which is not the kind of style that I'm so used to search for, right? And the starting point of the video is me conceptualizing, it's me drawing and explaining you why this and not that, because the people that wants to start sculpting, most of the times they don't have any reference to start with. And I have been lucky enough to be playing in the major leagues, you know, with beast people that are legends like Joaquín Palacios or Raúl García Latorre, or I don't know, seeing Pedro Fernández Ramos or Edgar Skomogorowski or Simon Egan or Will Davids, or many people working at Forge Wall, Scale 75, night models, and also art directing them, because I have been the art director of some of them. And when you are in this position, you can not only learn how to sculpt well, and then if you have talent and you practice, obviously you will improve, but you also learn how to gain a different perspective of the work, right? So now I think I'm able to teach you how to produce an original model for a contest, but also a commercial model with commercial goals, with commercial process, talking about how this will be cast, how this will be separated in different bits, how to summarize the process, or how to reduce the complexity, or how to make it even more complex, because I have been also sculpting as well for my company and for some other companies, right? So we are going to be explaining for sculpting techniques, tools, tips. That's important, because in every pledge there is a video that is called Tool and Tips, that are like short advices about tools, processes, materials. So everything will be said there. And then in the sculpting pledge, you will have from little conversions to make your armies looks better, to full scratch models, to commercial models from 28, for example. Today I have received a commission of a Space Marine in 28 mil, and I will probably sculpt the full Space Marine in 28 mil, which is a process that you can only see inside of Games Workshop, and I will probably be able to record that, because this is for me, it's for a collector. It doesn't have to do anything with Games Workshop, right? So the good thing about that is that you will be able to check everything, every kind of process, every kind of style, and every kind of scale. The first video indeed is a model for a collector, and it's a bust like this, and well, it's a Moses, so it's not the typical character for miniatures. But there will be also some content focused on design, composition, how to create a concept art, and how to, from a concept art, translate this into a miniature. And then also learning about the errors, the typical errors of any sculptor, and how to fix these errors. Also speaking about materials, speaking about tools, how to create your own tools, how to understand the different clays, how to work with milliput, green stuff, super sculpey, firm gray, Fimo, magic sculpt, everything, monster clay, everything. And I need to drink.
Well, William asked if will be pictures or tips like PDF or downloadable content.
Well, to be fair, that's not something we have planned at the beginning, because the amount of work we have right now covers the full month, and that's if one of you is able to see all the content, you will see how huge is the content we are producing. And we have realized that in many Patreons we have done like a research with, obviously, with all the other Patreons, and we think that sincerely the PDF is not something so interesting, especially when you will see the short videos that we will produce. Because these short videos, I think, that are much more enjoyable and much more accurate with the times we live right now than PDFs. But obviously, if there is something that the Patreons demand, we will try to make the Patreons happy, obviously. If we can fit this in our schedule, and if we can fit this in the compromises that we can deliver somehow. What I don't want to do is to promise you things that cannot be done. And sincerely, we have seen other Patreons, and the content we will provide is I wouldn't say better. That's something that you will judge by yourself. But in terms of quantity, our Patreon will be huge, right? So, well, if it's necessary, we can do something like this. Indeed, we have already no me sale. Well, we have prepared a PDF format to do it. Yeah. You know, maybe in the Wargaming pledge is something easier, because at the end it will be focused on recipes somehow. But you will see, if you give me the chance, you will see that in my processes it's more about the explanation of how everything works, to help you as a student to develop your own resources rather than just copy me. Because at the end, it's like the tools, for example. In sculpting is something that happens very often. That many sculptors, friends have given me tools as a gift. I have tools from Edgar Smoborowski, I have tools from Delso, I have tools from Raúl García Latorre, and none of them work as good as my own tools work, the ones that I have developed myself, right? And the reason why is that you have to absorb the content, absorb the knowledge, but then you have to do it yourself. And for example, there is a student that I don't know is around here, Luke Stein. Lucas is one of my best mates in the US. He's a great guy, and that guy who has a big talent, and he will be a great sculptor in the future. This guy was in a private coaching with me, sculpting coaching. The previous, I think it was in April or so, when he was touring the US, and that guy has improved so much. And in these 2 days, I gave him a lot of content, but especially I focused the content of the class in breaking certain stereotypes of him and forcing him to search for certain goals, right? As soon as he has absorbed this knowledge and he has started to practice by himself, now he's growing, and it's not because of me, it's because of a seed that was planted, and then his work has made this seed grow, and now it's starting to be a plant, right? So obviously, as a student, you have to put something from your side as well. We can promise a great content. That's what we can promise. I can bet that the content will be good. But not everything is explained or can be explained by 1, 2, 3 and put it in a PDF, because there are certain processes that are so complex that you have to understand it instead of just replicate like a parrot, you know. And indeed, probably these videos you will be able to watch them several times to be able to absorb all the juice of the fruit. You know what I mean?
Demon, October 1st launch date.
Damon, yeah, October 1st, yeah, is the date. We still don't know the time frame. But yeah, we will launch on Monday.
And we will have early bird, so stay tuned to pick up the offer. Did you explain the difference between combo and standalone?
Oh, yeah, there is a combo. There is a combo price for sculpting, because the sculpting pledge is the only one that goes by itself, right?
Standalone.
Standalone. So the pledge, the sculpting pledge that costs $19 that goes by itself is just the sculpting pledge. But if you pick the one that it's called combo, this includes the painting pledge and also the wargaming painting pledge. So for $23 you have sculpting, intermediate and advanced techniques and procedures and methods and different project styles, blah blah blah, plus wargaming projects. So $23, guys. I know if most of you are from the US or North America, that's the cost of a mediocre hamburger in any restaurant. So that's much more than a mediocre hamburger, to be fair. That's the reality.
Vale, pledge 4 si quieres. Bueno, aquí William.
Hi, Will. Also, one of the best lessons I learned in the ambience class was the storytelling that helped decide colors and lighting, how that will have more of that in the painting. Definitely. Will, he was a student of mine in the last Nova Open in Washington, like a month ago, and we were doing an ambience class. And well, you know that I have many different exercises. Some of them are focused on miniatures, some of them are explained by paper exercises or stories, you know, or whatever. You will see that there are many ways to transmit the knowledge, and obviously we will also suggest you to do your own games, and yeah, we will develop everything, William. Everything will be there for you guys. What else?
If there will be more about theory color.
Yeah, sure, Alex.
Color theory.
Yeah, we will have everything. We still don't know how we will deliver that, but be sure that a bit of everything it's already in every project. Because, for example, the first painting project is my ogre bust, and it's not fully painted, but one side of the face is almost finished, and the process is very alive. It's like dancing with the brush. It's super interesting. Many mixed techniques. You have patching, you have tiling, you have stippling, you have glazes, you have thick paste, you have color theory involved and explained somehow in many different parts. And obviously, the more we advance, the more we will deliver, right?
Paul Stockley.
Hi,
Do you
Paul.
have a forum like Discord?
¿Qué es Discord?
Es como un foro, un chat o algo así, en principio, ¿no? Pero luego...
It's like an internal forum. Yeah, it will be a forum, but for the higher pledges. We still have to learn how this community can communicate, right? So any suggestion will be great. And indeed, my intention is to create a community surrounding this Patreon, right? Because this is the most interesting thing to exchange. Indeed, my students. Then in Facebook, I have a closed group for my students that we are already, I don't know, like 300 or 300 something all over the world. I have had more than 500 students, but I couldn't reach everybody. I don't remember everybody. but the ones that I could gather, they are older and they are sharing their own processes and their own works, and people comment, and it's interesting, you know. So this is my intention. My intention is to create a community that help to support the Patreon, and the Patreon help to support the community. So everything is interconnected somehow.
Vale, let's go to si quieres.
Well, Alex, at least we will have a better way to search for movies than in Netflix, because it's disgusting. Every time I want to see something and I'm not looking for something specific, I get mad because, you know, the searcher is terrible. In this case, everything will be much more organized, and I think that you will have content enough for hours of enjoyment, which at the end is what we're searching for. Because if you have been my students or you have been in one of my lectures or classes, I always repeat the same. That is a hobby for most of you. It's not a hobby for me. For me, it's my daily work, it's my life. But for most of you, it's a hobby where you put a lot of passion and effort, and it's the thing that keeps you away from real life problems, I don't know, family issues, financial problems, your boss that is an asshole, the traffic jam of this morning, blah, blah, blah. And then you have 2-3 hours, maybe 1 hour a day, maybe 3 hours a week to enjoy. So, well, what is my duty? What is our duty? Not only to bring content, also to bring entertaining, right? So there will be also more content. Some content will be for free. You will be the first to see this, but then some of this content, not every, but some of this content will be also, I'm talking about the free content, something that you will not pay for that. But this free content will be also very interesting. Indeed, we already have an interview with Marma's class that will be the first of many, because at the end I know so many people that can be interesting to talk with, that you will be very surprised, I think, for all the ideas we have. So the fourth pledge will be the
Premium Improvement.
The Premium Improvement,
which is $50.
Sorry guys, and I have a class in 7 hours. So, well, the Premium Improvement Pledge is like a personal coaching with distance, you know, because I'm here and you're there, that's it. But you will be able to send me up to 3, 4, 5 pictures a month, not 5 times, you know, like a bunch of pictures that I will analyze, and I will do a video for each student where I will analyze your piece, I will correct your piece, I will tell you what to improve, which have been the failures, which things are well done and you can enhance, and also which will be the possibilities that you have up front. That most of the times, most of my students, they reach to a level that is pretty decent or high, but they tell me, hey, Banshee or Alfonso, I don't know where to go right now, you know, I'm stuck here and I don't know what's next. So I will be offering you like different routes that you can take to overcome the quiz, the problem. So I think it's a very interesting pledge, because you will be able to see several times with a video that belongs to you, that we will be sending to each of the students, and we can, I mean, I can assure you the success of this, in terms of that you're going to improve so fast, and it's something I can promise. You will have the first month, you will have a couple of examples of this that I have already been doing, like some tests with miniatures of students, one from him, and another one from Steve, a student from the US. Steve, hi Steve. And these miniatures will be shown, these corrections will be shown for free inside of the Patreon for all the subscribers. So you will be able to see what are we talking about. And well, that's it. I mean, I think it's a very interesting pledge, because it's like having some kind of art direction by a professional. That could be any kind of project. Could be painting, could be sculpting, could be designing, could be even concept art if you're interested. Could be everything. This is an academy, and this is the starting point of a project that for us is a huge project that we hope it will grow as much as we can, definitely.
And also this pledge, we include the previous pledges.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, important.
You have a painting academy, wargaming workshop,
The sculpting and design.
Sculpting and design. So you will have a lot of hours to see along the week. And fifth pledge, there's no question.
Yeah, the fifth pledge is the $100, and this one is a little bit more intimate, but at the same time groupal somehow, because the idea we have created, and this is pretty unique, is original, the same as the previous one. When you will see how we do the corrections, no one has done this before. Probably tomorrow some people will be doing this, but this is our thing. This is something that we have, squeezed our brains to bring you the best quality content and the best way to make you improve, and especially for the higher pledges that you're investing more effort and obviously more money, you will have a big reward with this. The bigger pledge is a proper art direction. So we are going to have a previous meeting with all the students. We're going to select the projects with you. We're going to agree the projects, and we're going to start any kind of project from zero, right? From zero, from the conceptualization of it, from the idea, how to plan it, how to structurize the composition. It could be a sculpting for a company, a commercial sculpting, a scratch build model for a competition or for yourself because you want to create your favorite character from a video game or whatever. It could be a painting project, it could be a diorama, it could be fantasy, it could be science fiction, it could be historical, it could be flat painting, it could be whatever you like. The reason is that it will be limited to very few people. And the people who will hopefully fulfill this pledge, they will be participants of the succeed of the others as well. Because what is the key of that? That we are going to create classes, right? Like regular classes, where people will show their projects, and I will analyze and deconstruct and help you to improve, giving you tips, ideas, talking about techniques, possible ways to solve the problems, and then everyone that is in this pledge will be able to see not only the videos of their works, not only the corrections over their projects, instead of the other 9 participants. So I think it's a fantastic way to learn, because you in 1 month you not only have one video that helps you and your process, instead of another 9 videos of the other 9 participants. And this is the best way, in my opinion, to learn, because you don't only learn from your own mistakes and succeeds, instead of learning from the others, which is the best way at the end. So I don't know if there are any more questions. Norberto. Hi Norberto. Hi Norberto, where are you from, mate? You look like from the north of Spain, maybe. Qué crack.
Y no has dicho que está limitado a 20 anterior.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the 2 highest pledges are limited. The thing is that we could aim for a bigger number that could be better for us in terms of money. So money-wise could be better, but teaching-wise would be probably worse, because we want to be sure that we can provide you the best content in the best way, you know. and we have to be able to manage the time for so many things we are doing actually, right? So that's why we have a limited number, and then in the future we will see. It will be an early bed for
just for the two first pledges.
the two first pledges.
So Workgami Workshop and Painting Academy.
Yeah, and probably the other pledges will be covered hopefully quickly. I don't know, but the thing is that we want to keep it limited so we can also control, and we don't want to be overwhelmed by so many tasks, you know, so many things to do. So it has to be something controllable to be able to offer you the best teaching we can, basically. So, well, I don't know if there's no more questions. I think everything is explained.
Also, all the bits will be translated into English.
Yeah.
Both in Spanish, but for English speakers, you will have the videos in English too. Apologizing myself because my English, but I'm trying best and improving, I promise.
No, well, but he's doing really great with the dubbing. You also need, I mean, the other day I had a question by one of my students. He's a great guy. He was giving me advices, you know, like, hey, we can check the language to see if you have failures or not. Well, guys, you have to be also, or I think you should be also humans enough to understand the other people, you know, put yourself in our shoes. We are not English speakers, right? So we are doing our best. I think that the way we explain will be more than enough. I live out of my classes. This is the 90% of my income, and my day by day is speaking in English, giving classes about sculpting or painting. So it's something that I'm used to it, but obviously we may have, at some point, more difficulties than speaking in our language, that's for sure. But we are spending a lot of time dubbing all the content, because from the very beginning we had very clear that we wanted to reach also the English speakers, and mainly because the 90% of my students in the world, they are English speakers. So and somehow I owe you guys, the guys who has been my students already, we have been talking about this very often, that I wanted to bring this content without, I mean, you know, not everybody can bring me to their country, you know, and pay for the expenses of the class, my income, the flight, blah, blah, blah. So there are many different factors. So now you need 2 clicks to see my content and to see me teaching, and then, well, you will judge yourself how are our classes. But I'm pretty sure that when you will see him doing the first video, you will see that the content is great for what he is doing, obviously, because each one is specialized in a certain area. And you will see the edition is fantastic, he's doing that. The graphics are fantastic, he's mainly doing that. And well, I don't know, we are very excited. We hope you will really enjoy it. We are very, very confident about what we are doing, and we're just crossing the fingers to see if it works, and if we have support enough, we will do our best, and we will burn our everything, heart and brain and all to bring you the best content possible.
No está animando por el inglés.
Your English is better than a fair number of people who were born and live in England. Well, I can agree with that, because I was living in Nottingham for a year, and well, some people there, not so much in Nottingham, you know, but in some places around, they were like, I don't know what language are you talking about, but obviously, yeah, I have lacks, and I think it's good always to know what's your position, you know. And everybody has to improve in many things in their life, otherwise it will be so boring. I want to improve, and I will improve my English. I know that because now it's happening to me that I'm, for example, the other day I was explaining, I was dubbing the sculpting video, Because I'm not so used to give sculpting classes, let's say I have done, I don't know, hundreds of weekend workshops in English with painting classes, but sculpting classes is not so common, right? So there are some terms, some words that I still don't know, you know, like some parts of the body that I never named them even in Spanish, so how I will know them in English. And I was dubbing it, and at some point I was like, fuck, I have to stop the recording. I have to search for the words, and now in front of me I have a list of words like this, that sometimes I'm dubbing and it's like, yeah, so we're going to correct the hips, and then we're going to put a little bit of putty in the cheekbone, and then we're going to go to the, what? Oh, that word. So, well, this will take time. Obviously, in a year, our English will be much better. Our content will be even more polished, and everything will be much better. But that's the reason why we need your initial support, guys. Without your support, we cannot do anything. But if you help us to grow, I promise you, you will not regret, and you have my word. And if you know me, and if you know my words, my works and my career, you know that my works, I could be many bad things, but my works are related with quality. And I'm obsessive with quality, so it will be a good job. I can promise you this.
William said we're going to see t-shirts.
William, keep the secret a little bit. Keep the secret. There will be many new things that you cannot imagine. Many great things, and many combos and many collaboration with people and with companies and blah 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 that I cannot reveal because we have to keep the mystery somehow. Especially for the people that will be watching this video, just to take some notes and copy some things. And you know, inspiration is always good. We are also highly inspired by other people that are doing great jobs. And my clapping and my recognition to all of them, like Roma Lapat, like Ben Comets, like many other people that are doing great jobs. But this, what we have been working for such a long time, it's our idea, it's our vision, is something pretty personal, and well, we are confident that you will really enjoy that. Alex, by funding this academy as multilingual, the language barrier will go away without any problems, I'm sure. Thank you, mate. I also hope the same. I'm looking forward to breaking down the artistic barriers, seeing more of the connection to traditional technique. Very exciting. You will see how many connections there are. You will freak out, and you will see how many things that you are used to see under fancy names, branding names, they're just techniques from 500 years ago. And that's the key, you know, that this is there for everyone to use them. And if I'm able, and I will be able, to explain them properly and to deconstruct them properly, it will be, well, it will be really good, I guess, I hope. What else? Are we done?
Nothing more.
Okay, guys, it's been a pleasure. It's 2:30 for us in the morning. I have 5 hours up front to sleep. Because tomorrow I have a full day class about skin tones and how to paint faces with some wonderful students from Madrid. So, well, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. No?
Yeah, thank you to all of you who were here or there looking for us at this late hour. I wait you in the workshop, Workgami workshop pledge, and also in his pledges. And
he will be in my pledge as well, because when you will see his display, it's fine. Well, thank you for being here, guys. Your support is amazing for us. Thank you very much. Thank you to all the students that are watching me. Thank you to all the friends I've seen in the chat. Thank you from my heart, from our heart, and we hope to see you on Monday in the Patreon. We're super excited, super nervous, and shitting in our pants somehow. So, well, hopefully it will go well. And well, big hug to everybody. And well, we will share this in the social media so more people can I don't know, resolve their doubts or any confusion that could happen. So if you think that this has been interesting somehow and you can share it, thank you very much. I suggest you to follow us on this channel, Miniature Art TV, in YouTube, and if you can click the bell, you know that every time a new video is posted, you will be aware of this. So, well, thank you very much, guys. Kisses from Spain. Thank you. See you on the Patreon. Okay?
Goodbye.
Bye.